welcome to Two Guys with a Beard. My name is Michael, and with me my lovely co-host
Janos.
We welcome you to our new episode about the podcast, about movies, about stuff. And this week's stuff is sequels and prequels of movies. Lately, the last years, everything was just filled with prequels, remakes, sequels, whatsoever on the internet.
Yeah.
I think you don't see much original content anymore. Well, there is, but the big blockbusters are not. Are just milking franchises and milking cows and movie cows and whatsoever.
Exactly, yeah.
So we will look back to a few good prequels and sequels, classic movies. And only the good ones. We will dedicate in a future episode just for the bad ones. And for remakes and reboots. So this is part 1, I guess. I don't know. And we will speak about prequels and sequels. We will start with the prequels. I have a little list here. If you have something that pops in, another movie that pops in your mind, you just let me know. So we will start with Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. First of all, I didn't knew that it was a prequel.
Mm-hmm. I did, as a matter of fact. It's pre-Second World War.
Right.
You hardly see the Nazis.
Yeah, but I don't think that they are in the middle of India in the jungle.
No, that's why you don't see them. Yeah.
But now it makes, I don't know if it makes more sense. He kills a guy with his pistol in Temple of Doom like he did in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I thought, oh my god, they're copying it. No, Raiders of the Lost Ark copy it. Steven Spielberg and George Lucas went both through a rough breakup when doing the movie. This is why it's like way more darker and weird and magical and whatsoever. And it was good at box office. People liked it. But with the third one, they wanted to be a little
Go back to
the
Raiders.
It's even a rule. I mean, if you want to make a good third part, go back to the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Dark Knight Rises, connected with the first one, with the League of Shadows and whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mad Max 3. No, it's just a joke.
No.
But yeah, it is a prequel. I didn't know about it. It's a great movie. When I was a kid, and with kid I mean 4 or 5 years old, I was even a little bit scared.
Well, it's creepier, yeah. The heart part.
The heart scene. How was it? I will search for it.
Oh, well, a ritual. They put him on, they lock him on sort of a cage. The bad guy takes his heart out.
Kalima! Kalima! Yeah, I was a bit like scared. I mean, I was 4 years old.
It was creepy.
It was a bit creepy.
And for me, it has the funnest part of the trilogy, which is the roller coaster.
Oh yeah, the theme park.
Yeah. I mean,
Temple of
I
Doom
was
theme park.
just a kid. It was just so awesome. I mean, my God, I want to write something like that. And then you did in the future. You were able to.
And
But
his sidekick was cool.
Mhm.
The little Chinese boy, Shorty was cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat actually.
And then, well, there's a lot of good, real fun scenes, like in the lunch time.
Yeah.
Chilled monkey brains.
Monkey brain on ice.
I remember that phrase completely.
It was awesome.
I don't remember, what was it? It was snake? Live snake?
Yeah, but
With
no, it was dead, but it was filled with.
Well, it was live snake. They cut it open and it has little snakes inside, baby snakes.
Right.
And then soup with eyeballs.
Delicious. What would I do now for a soup with eyeballs?
And then the chilled monkey brains.
I didn't knew that Kate Capshaw, the Willie Scott, the lady, was actually the
Steven Spielberg's
wife.
Yeah.
And she really had problems with the bug scene.
Yeah, well, I don't blame her.
There
were some big bugs
there
there.
were really big bugs, man. I mean, I totally understand her. Yeah. It's just great. I mean, my favorite one is actually the third one with Sean Connery. And by the way, when we're talking about sequels, we will just talk about second parts, no third part like Indiana Jones 3. But still, Indiana Jones 3 is awesome.
It is awesome. I mean, but I think it's pretty hard to say, wow, this was the weakest of the.
I think Temple of Doom is the weakest. It would be number 3. Then comes in my list. If top 3, so it's Temple of Doom.
Well, you see, I think the weakest.
It doesn't exist. If you want to say Crystal Skull, it doesn't exist.
It's hard to say. I mean, they're all three of them are pretty good. I don't know. There's gonna be people who have different opinions. I mean, like for example, and even though all three are pretty good, everyone says like in the original Star Wars trilogy that Return of the Jedi is sort of like the weakest. That's what.
Who says that? Why do they say that?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to get to that soon.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they do mention
a Star Wars special.
Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope.
Actually, with
Jedi
Rogue
Strikes Back.
One coming out, we could do a Star Wars special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A really good idea.
A really good one. Because I love The Force Awakens. You want to know if it's sarcasm or not? Watch the episode. Yeah, well, so Indiana Jones Temple of Doom is a prequel. I didn't knew it. It was a great movie. You don't notice that it's actually a prequel. So I don't think if they don't tell you.
It's been a long time. I think there's some things in the movie that can explain that. But I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen the movie. I wouldn't be able to tell you now where exactly you can get the notion that it's a prequel.
Yeah, but it's not like
Raiders.
it ends and they're telling him to next stop is Germany. You know, it's like this. So, but yeah, I think there are things in the movie where you can sort it out. Next good prequel, and kill me because I didn't watch it, but I will mention it. Is Red Dragon, prequel to Silence of the Lambs. Great cast, great story as far as I heard.
It is pretty good. Number 2 from the trilogy in my.
Oh right, there's a sequel called Hannibal. I forgot.
Well, there's a sequel with the pigs. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all okay, or some are excellent. I mean, Red Dragon, I think, is the second best after, of course, Silence of the Lambs. It's a great cast. I mean, the story is good. You get to know a little bit.
Edward Norton is in it. Ralph Fiennes, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
The great Sir Anthony Hopkins.
I mean, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I place it on number 2. I mean, I can't even remember the name of the one with the pigs now.
Isn't it Hannibal Rising Origins, where he's no Anthony Hopkins just as a child?
Well, that came a long time afterwards.
Yeah, very long, 2000 something. With the pigs, I don't remember now.
You don't remember the scene with the pigs?
No.
Well, I mean, that's if you want to look it up, but that's in the other one, quote unquote, the other one. I mean, it's sort of famous because there's this guy that he was sort of like Hannibal's pupil.
It's in Hannibal, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's sort of like drunk or I don't know, or drugged, and Hannibal makes him, gets into his mind and it makes him cut his own face up. And feeds it to the dogs. His own flesh, he feeds it to the dogs. And, well, afterward, he's super rich, and he wants revenge. And, well, as he is planning his whole revenge and trying to capture Hannibal, and when he finally does, what he has prepared for him is a bunch of starving, flesh-eating pigs.
Oh,
and they end up eating him.
That's
and that's also this one was pretty gross. I mean, it really grossed me out, especially the scene where the senator He makes him eat his own brains as well. You don't remember that?
No.
Well, he drugs him up. He carves his skull,
Right, yeah, sound, that's ringing a bell.
and he's all drugged up, so he doesn't even notice that he's doing this to them. So he takes his skull cap off, cuts a little part of his brain, fries his brain, and gives it to himself so he can eat it.
Yeah, I think I forgot that with a reason.
It's a good reason that you forgot it. It really grossed me out. I was like, "Jeez," but I mean, it was too gross, and the story wasn't as good. I mean, I think I like the Red Dragon much more.
Much more.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Did you know anything or watch anything of the TV show that they
No.
brought out? They say it's very, very good.
Well, I mean, Hannibal's an interesting character. You can build up a lot with
Yeah.
Hannibal. I mean, it's easy. One of the best villains, I think,
Yeah.
in modern cinema.
Yeah, actually, I think he's one of the most menacing but intelligent and like this.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
scary.
this anti-hero, but scary. Yeah.
Scary, intelligent, and knows how to manipulate. I mean, great character, actually. So I don't think you have to be a super genius to build up a character like him and make a TV show.
No.
I mean, it's always going to be interesting. Yeah.
No, but the TV show is a few years before Red Dragon.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, let's say it in a parallel universe. The guy who played the bad one in Doctor Strange is actually Hannibal in the series, but if you
Okay.
see him without makeup and stuff, it's like
Okay.
Lawrence Fishburne is in it and police whatsoever. What I didn't use that there's a movie called Manhunter or Manhunters, 1988 or 85,
Okay.
with with Hannibal Lecter, but not played by Anthony Hopkins.
Okay.
I don't know much about the movie. It's something completely else. It's about an FBI profiler, but it's the actual first appearance of Hannibal Lecter in cinema.
Well, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
cool trivia.
It's trivia, right? We're good here. Anyway, we didn't watch it, so I cannot able to tell you more.
Might have to watch it now that I know about it.
Check it out, Manhunter. Check out some review.
I'm feeling bad like a nerd now. Not.
No, don't you worry. I didn't watch Red Dragon, so
Okay.
it cannot miss. I mean, there were a lot of good superhero sequels and prequels, but I just took one this time.
Okay.
X-Men First Class.
Yeah, really good.
It's was just like awesome,
Really good. Yeah.
and because of the actors, I mean, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy just did the job
Yeah.
totally.
I mean, everything. I think everything's pretty good about the movie. I mean, some secondary or tertiary characters just to fill up, okay. But I mean,
Yeah.
the main cast. I mean, casting was really good.
They didn't mess up yet with the timeline.
Nope.
I think maybe there were some things that they just skipped or forgot or didn't mention, but it's before Days of Future Past and all this stuff. It's a good prequel
Yeah, it is indeed.
before the messing up of the timeline.
Some memorable scenes as well.
A lot. I mean, Michael Fassbender. Even it's a comic book movie, but I suffered with Magneto in the movie when he make this antenna move from far away and he cries because he remembers his mother.
And they build up. I mean, in the Marvel universe, there's two villains which are. I have difficulties to say which one of the two are my favorites: Magneto or Doctor Doom. And I think in this movie, you do get a sense of why Magneto
Exactly.
is how he is.
Exactly. You understand it way better.
Yeah.
And Kevin Bacon speaking German is just awesome.
Yeah.
Like Schokolade, Eric. Also, there's no good portrayal of Doctor Doom.
No, so it's such a shame. Because he's, I think, one of the most interesting
He could be so
characters.
much. Did you watch the last Fantastic Four movie with the black Johnny Storm?
I didn't
No, don't do it.
I didn't dare.
Don't do it. I mean, he was such a waste of possibility and so weird. Then only after he was found in a negative zone, he speaks with people, but over telekinesis because his mouth is like He's covered in all this metal.
Bullshit.
It's just pure bullshit, man. Well, the movie had so many troubles. I mean, they just make the movie. Is it Fox? Yeah, Fox just
For
makes
the
the movie
rights.
for the rights. What is a shame, because you can do a lot. I know people who hate Fantastic Four, but you can do a lot with it.
Yeah, you can do, and maybe not the team, but you can do tons of stuff with Doom. I mean, Doom is, such an interesting character.
If they just could sell Doom to Marvel, and then take him as a villain for I don't know, for the next Captain America movie, or I just don't know.
you could face him off against Captain America.
Yeah, just take.
I might even
Doom.
root for Doom.
Yeah.
Damn goody two shoes Cap.
So X-Men First Class before everything. So I mean, Days of Future Past and Apocalypse was even Apocalypse. I liked it, but wait. Anyway, is a good prequel. And now we go to a controversy issue: Star Wars prequels.
Okay.
The only good one, in my opinion, is Episode 3.
I'm with you on it.
Because if you just watch Episode 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's a good story, because I think that Episode 1 and 2 are just fillers.
Yeah.
The story about the Clone Wars and so on it's not well done.
I mean, Lucas really lost his shit with the prequels. I mean, I think they completely forgot about storytelling.
Totally.
He went crazy. Oh, CGI! Now I can do all the things I really wanted to do, and it was like, too much. Fuck. I understand, and that's why basically, in 7 they went back to basics. Even location shots. Not so much green screen, because there's no warmth in most of the prequels.
Not at all.
And Revenge of the Sith was okay. There's some things that I was like, come on. I know there's people who's gonna shit on me, but the last lightsaber fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, I say, okay, no.
I thought it was pretty neat. Maybe too long, I don't know, but it was neat. I liked the scene when Obi-Wan, but this is also only because of Ewan McGregor, I think, because he's a great actor, when he was like, you were the chosen one.
But
I loved you.
But that's emotional. But then, the lightsaber fight, it doesn't seem like they really want to kill each other. There's no real feeling and emotion. That's...
Well, there's no feeling because there's CGI characters jumping around.
But that's the issue.
Yeah.
Which is the best lightsaber fight? Empire Strikes Back. You see a Luke who doesn't know that Vader's his father yet. You can tell Vader is pulling back. I don't really need to fight. I'm just gonna fend you off.
Yeah.
And I read, and what's really interesting is that in the original trilogy, the fighting style was based a lot on fencing and kendo.
Correct.
And they just use too much CGI even in the fights. But as a whole, I like Revenge of the Sith. It's
if you only take Revenge of the Sith as a unique movie, forgetting everything like Episode 1 and 2, it's a good prequel.
it fits in.
It fit, yeah. Just to know this important detail, because I don't need this origin from Anakin, from a little boy, then to this.
And the love story. Too much love story in the sand, and with Amidala. And thank God they took all those scenes from the Phantom Menace. I don't know if you've seen the deleted scenes where they're in the house with the parents. Yeah, you're not missing anything, but at least you get the notion of, really, we're going to put all that in, and it was already enough of what they put in, but it was like 3, 4, 5 minutes more of bullshit with Amidala and his family. It's like, I don't need this soap opera. 3 was okay, was good, scenes that I liked. Some things, And then you get all this fan fiction. I mean, it was like, well, I mean, when Palpatine is like 4 Jedis and I kill 3 without almost doing anything, we're like,
Yeah.
okay.
All
And then you
right.
go and you just start reading about stuff. Cool. But I enjoyed Revenge
I,
of
li-
the
I
Sith.
like the beginning of the scene with at the
Yeah.
ship with the, but because of I guess Star Wars and Star Trek space stuff and shooting around, it was pretty cool actually. But I never get used to. Okay, I think what's a bit ridiculous in Episode 3 is this one famous scene where Anakin as Darth Vader gets up, is asking where's Padme, and Palpatine is like, you killed her, and he's like, no! Totally CGI, everything. But yeah, you need to give J.J. Abrams for this credit, even if you like it or not, the movie.
I was really surprised because I'm not a big fan of what he did with Star Trek, and I was saying, please don't screw up Star Wars, but he did pretty good.
He did actually pretty good.
Yeah, he did really good.
Well, there are a lot of prequels more, a lot more. We can get into it, but we won't. I just took a little list, a best of. If you don't have nothing to add, we will jump to sequels.
Okay.
Great. With what should I start? Let's start with Mad Max 2. There we have this issue like other movies, like for example, Terminator 2, or I don't know, little small budget movies like Mad Max 1,
Yeah.
because they speak in Mad Max 1 about an apocalypse all the time, but you
Yeah.
don't see big wars or something. You
No,
just see
it didn't get there yet.
It was right before
Yeah.
the Earth's crumbling down a little bit, but then in Mad Max you just are in this post-apocalyptic world with tribes and
Yeah.
weird people, and before that you had Mad Max with gangs.
Yeah, there was normal. The society was more or less normal in Mad Max, and then I guess there was this sort of like nuclear holocaust, and the gangs took over, and it's basically all gangs. I mean, two is perhaps the best of the 3.
2 is Mad Max.
Yeah.
2 is the real Mad Max. This is why I like Fury Road, because it went there in the same clima, not like Thunderdome.
Yeah.
No, but Mad Max 2 was actually really, really good. Because Mel Gibson looked like Mel Gibson. It sounds weird, but the first time I saw Mad Max, I didn't recognize Mel Gibson. Because I guess he was so young, or not crazy yet, or not showing that he was crazy, I don't know. But yeah, this is because they gave him more budget. They gave George Miller more budget, because Mad Max 1 was a success that nobody was expecting.
No one
There was
expected it. No.
And like I said, there are scenes like when the gang is killing people, you don't see like the effect because they didn't have the money for it.
No.
You got this typical, the bike is coming, you just hear a noise, and the
Then
other
you see the back part of the bike.
Yeah, and that's all, or something looking down like, oh no, what just did that? Nobody of us, we just can imagine it. What is also very good movie making.
Yeah. When you find resources to make something believable without money.
And without showing it.
Yeah.
Just, I guess he lost his arm. But you know something bad happened because somebody is yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mad Max 2, Road Warrior. Just awesome.
And then they went completely overboard with Thunderdome.
I mean, this moment.
They think that's the problem with giving too much money. And
Like we need to get Tina Turner. We need to get Mel Gibson long hair. That was the most ridiculous thing I ever saw. Like Mel Gibson with his long hair, not like now with his beard. What happened to Mel Gibson?
that's a question everyone's making. What happened? What happened to you, Mel Gibson? When did
Please.
you go overboard?
Yeah, he said the problem was when he was. It was a funny interview. He got caught with drinking too much tequila, and then he took his car, and the police stopped him. What? Yeah, bad police. They stopped you, and he was having a nervous breakdown or something because something flopped or he was not happy. And since then, nobody sees him like they saw him before. with a reason.
Or he started showing too much as well.
Just crazy. I don't care what they do in their personal life, but this is just a crazy case. I think he's still a good actor. I didn't saw Bloodfather, which is his latest movie.
He's going to have a hard time coming back. I don't think we're going to see much of Mel
He won't come back. I mean, I think before Bloodfather, the last thing he did was The Expendables 3, where he played a version of Riggs from Lethal Weapon, but if Riggs went totally nuts, like bad version. That's how I saw it. It was like Riggs, but bad. But, well, off topic, but Mayor Gibson, we pray for you every night. I am thinking about you. I am wishing you the best, please.
To the Jewish God, Yahweh.
Don't do Resurrection. This is a movie sequel that we don't need. Passion of a Christ, let everything clear. Please don't. Just don't do Resurrection.
No.
It should be actually called Resurrection. Wow. We are back with Star Wars in sequels. Empire Strikes Back. Empire.
I mean, no doubt about it.
Just great. After this nice attempt of George Lucas, he says, I'm going to do a movie. Let's see what will happen.
Let's do a space opera.
Yeah, the first was like a space fairy tale.
It's a fairy tale, yeah.
But then starting Empire, shit's getting real. Like, fuck, there's the Empire, they're the rebels, we need to just kill them down. And Empire has such great scenes from the beginning until the end.
Yeah.
And they introduced it to Yoda. Luke learned the Force.
Boba Fett.
The first appearance of Boba Fett. Just awesome. And, of course,
no
Luke.
disintegration.
Luke, I am your father. Nobody expected that. I remember a friend of mine watched, I think it's almost 8 years ago, with his brother, the whole Star Wars movies. In this typical order, I don't know how it's called, but that you watch, I think you watch first 1, 2, and then 4, 5, and then I think 3, and 6, whatsoever. There are a lot of order where you can watch it. And he almost cried because his little brother he knew about the phrase, Luke, I am your father. I mean, it's pop, it's everywhere there. But he didn't knew it. So when he said, Luke, I am your father, and he saw the scene, he was like, oh my God, like, first of all, I didn't knew it, that he would be the father of Luke. My friend almost cried because his little brother, this emotion, what he first saw in his eyes, like, oh my God, Darth Vader is Luke's father. What the fuck, man?
And there's also a really cool video of 2 kids, like 5, 6, 7 years old, and you can hear in the back, the scene, and they're focusing only on their faces, and like when Vader says that famous phrase, the kids are like shocked or in awe, jaws dropping. It's it's one of the most epic scenes in movie history.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it is. And thank you, George Lucas, for that. Not worth more, but thank you.
I mean, that's good enough, and we sort of forgive the rest of the shit you've done.
Topic to you. What you can pretty better explain than I do. Best movie sequels, Wrath of Khan.
Save the franchise. Save Star Trek.
Save the franchise, save Star Trek. No, it was supposed to be the last movie?
Yep, and it was supposed to. I mean, that's Nimoy said, well, fuck it, kill me.
Yeah.
Kill me.
Mic drop, I'm out of here. But yeah, then they need to do something because it was such a success that it relived Star Trek.
Yeah, they went back to basics.
Yes.
I mean, I liked the motion picture, but I mean, we've spoken about this before.
Yeah.
The motion picture, I mean, they tried too hard to be a space odyssey.
Exactly.
They tried too hard to be a space odyssey. I mean, you see the special effects for those days, and they are absolutely incredible.
Totally.
But I mean, sometimes you do understand why some people call it the slow motion picture. I mean, until you get to to the V'ger cloud, nothing really happens.
No, and nothing a lot more happens after that.
No.
No. But anyway, Wrath of Khan is an awesome movie. It's, as we said, it's after franchise. Another famous catchphrase is coming from this movie.
Could we call it a phrase?
Word?
Moment?
Yeah,
yeah.
Khan! It's just like awesome.
It is
even
awesome.
for Shatner, it's good.
It was his moment in movie history.
Moment, yeah, it will be his only moment, I guess. But the whole genocide, story and issue was Star Trek. They tried to create new life with Genesis on doomed planets or moons whatsoever. This is what the Federation was. Creating life, learning new things, doing new territory. I mean, it was just precious. I loved Genesis.
And they went back to
Wrath of Khan. I mean,
yeah, I mean they went back to the story, to as the characters are more like in the series.
Yeah, more action, a little bit more of action, and Ricardo Montalban is just a great villain.
Yeah.
He made it pretty much.
I don't wish to kill you. I've hurt you, and I'll keep on hurting you. Marooned for eternity in the center of a dead planet. Buried alive! Buried alive! God! Fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. Yeah, what more to say? I mean, it's just fucking awesome. Now I go to a topic what I love as a kid. Good sequels, Superman 2.
Yeah.
It was actually supposed to be... Richard Donner didn't direct the second part. He had a plan for one script, 2 movies. There is the Richard Donner cut. He started to film his scenes, but then he was kicked out of the project, I guess. And there is the original movie, Superman 2, and the Richard Donner cut. Not a huge difference, but 2 separate movies after all. But Superman 2, it introduced us to Zod. For me, one of the not from Man of Steel. I mean, Superman 2 Zod was just awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kneel before Zod.
It's just something that is still in my head, and I've cried as a kid when Superman lost his powers. I cried again when he got back his powers. How he defeated Zod and his crew. It was just.
And when he beat the shit out of the trucker,
Oh,
bastard,
yeah.
vengeance.
Bitch. I mean, look at Superman. It's not a vengeance, and it's not like his style. But we all rooted for this. We all were just like, good job.
Good job.
But then he did a Superman thing and gave like $1,000s to a lot of money to the people from the cafe diner.
Fix this shit.
And when he was like, everyone from the diner was looking at him, and he's like just all Clark Kent saying, I worked out. Work out. I mean, Christopher Reeve is always and will be my Superman.
He is Superman.
He is Superman and Clark Kent. There are other good incarnations, but he is just, and forever will be. I mean, Superman 1 and 2 are classics. You cannot say, oh, it's old. I mean, of course it doesn't have CGI, but it still is.
The stories are good.
Yes.
I mean, back then, you didn't need CGI to cover up a shit story.
No.
The story was good. I mean, if you didn't have story, you didn't have a movie.
No, at all. And there are great effects in it, and I mean, what do I wanted to say? I forgot. They made you believe since Superman 1 that a man can fly. My father told me the first time he watched the movie with his friends, everyone was thinking, like, how did they do that? Because, of course, there was this cable technique that they can put you up, but not like this way in Superman, that he just make one jump and then he just went away. It was just so awesome. I will watch the movie tonight.
I mean, 1 and 2 are great. 3 starting to go overboard.
What is 3? I don't know anything about the 3.
And 4, I have special building powers with my eyes. I can rebuild the Great China Wall with my eyes.
They,
Well, shit. I mean, he'd win tons of money. Stop working in the Daily Planet. Go be a brick builder.
yeah, man. You can save the world like this with bricks and walls and whatsoever. I mean, I don't know. 3 and 4 are not the same director, not the same studio. They just were in this time even milking the cow a little bit.
I mean, 4, it's so shit.
It's
You
fun.
can like it because it's
Yeah.
so shit. I mean, in that sense, I mean, I think I'd put 3 even as the worst. I mean, because the
Yes.
4th is the worst.
But it's
But at
fun.
least, I mean, there's such nonsense and such bullshit that at least you laugh.
Exactly.
And Solar Man without
Who
his
the
voice.
fuck is Solar Man? I never heard about Solar Man in my life, and he was created because Lex Luthor put a hair in a nuclear rocket, and Superman had this big net in space where he put all the nuclear rockets in it, because he said, fuck it, there will be no more nuclear weapons on Earth. Something what Superman actually would not do, because he doesn't.
They didn't allow the actor to put his own voice, and they put Gene Hackman's voice. I mean, it's so shit, it's awesome.
Yes, and this moment where he put out his Solar Man, his long nails, and scratches Superman, and Superman is like ill for days. Nobody knows why. They never explain what happened to him.
No.
He's just like in a moment in his apartment, like sweating and feeling bad. What's happening to you? Oh, I don't feel good.
Second, I mean, long nails. After Kryptonite,
Long nails, long solar nails can kill Superman.
bad things for Superman. Cats and sex with scratches at the back. I mean, you must have a bad time with that.
Poor Superman. I mean, come on. But still, the score, the music, it's just of Superman 2, not
Yeah.
Superman 4, sorry. Because John Williams was not participating in Superman 4.
1 and 2, awesome. Yeah.
I don't know how they get even Gene Hackman for Superman 4.
Who knows? Maybe he didn't even know. He probably didn't think it was going to be that shit.
No. So you don't like Superman 3 at all? I see a remake with Henry Cavill and Eddie Murphy of Superman 3.
I mean, it's not horrible, but I mean, it contradicts what I said. But at least I don't know. I mean, it's like meh.
Yeah.
Okay, not bad. The 4th is horrible, but it's so horrible it's good. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yeah,
I can look at it and I can laugh my ass off.
No, Superman 3 is bad, but I liked few parts like when he went to meet Lana Lang at the Smallville stuff, high school.
Yeah.
I like this kind of shit. And what was the other? The fight against Bad Superman.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
mean, it's weird at the end because he just disappears. You don't know if he has a mental fight, if really, I don't know actually, but it was okay. It was this Clark Kent, and the meaning of the fight, like it's Clark Kent to beat Superman, and then he becomes Superman because it's Clark Kent who made Superman, because he's raised on Earth and human and
Yeah.
hope and blah blah blah. blah.
No, that's the best.
This part,
scene, yeah.
this part is like the only Supermanish thing that the movie
Yeah.
got, in my opinion. And for the next sequel, God have mercy on my soul. Janus, 10-15 minutes tops.
Okay.
Okay, because we have fights with this. We are going to make 3 special episodes for this in the future. Don't you worry.
I think I know where we're going to.
We are going to Terminator 2, Judgment Day. It's a great sequel and always almost separated us and break our friendship. T2 is a great movie
But no one is denying that.
and better than T1.
No, that someone's denying that.
But we're not here to talk about that. We are talking about how good T2 as a sequel is. Story-wise, I think it's better. I like T1. It's okay.
You say that you don't want to get into it.
I don't want to get into it.
And
We
then
will
you
do
tell
a
me that,
special episode just for
Better
Terminator.
story-wise, and it's come on. Should I hold back on this?
Yes, please, because one day, next weekend or whatsoever, we're going to watch Terminator Genesis, and then we're going to make a episode of all 5.
I hope it doesn't become Terminator Suicide.
I think we need buckets to puke in it. Yes, T2 has more money, it's more Hollywood, it's more budget, it's more special effects, but it continues the legacy and the story in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not doubting that. Yeah,
You know?
that's true. But I always make parallelisms with Terminator and Alien. I mean,
Yeah.
first movies more like horror, terror, thriller, and the second parts are more action based. And both, I mean, I like both. I mean, the second parts I like them both. But I mean, I think Terminator 1 is more memorable. But I mean, I'm not. Terminator 2 is an excellent film as well.
Yes.
I mean, we can argue which one is better, but I'm not going to say that Terminator 2. Blah. No, Terminator 2 is really good. I own my, just to point out the difference why I don't like it as much, because it's more directed to families. And Terminator 1 is a darker story, a darker movie.
Yes.
You have to admit it.
I will admit it. I will admit it that it is, but I give it credit for all these effects.
When it came out, the
came
effects were
out.
like
Because when you
jaw
see
dropping.
how hard they worked on this, and
Yeah.
now you do all the same shit, but one guy on the computer
Yeah,
basically.
it was a revolution when it
It
came
was
out.
a revolution, and I still watch T2, and I think the effects are better than any kind of
Yeah, they haven't.
CW TV show whatsoever.
No. They stand up still.
A lot, and I like more the story. I'm a fan of Terminator Arnie, good guy, not the bad guy.
Oh no.
Yeah, I like them. I like those.
I mean, he's awesome in both, but as a bad guy, I think his best moments are when he's.
It's almost, I think, his only role as a bad guy. I guess there are more movies, for sure, but
The one that comes to mind, yeah, that's the
yeah, because if you see his other action movies, he's either
He's a-
the anti-hero
yeah.
or
the good
CIA
guy.
agent or good
He's the
father.
face, yeah. But in terms, I mean, he nailed it. And I mean, for me, his best moments is Terminator 1.
Two.
1.
I
I
mean,
mean, who can forget the "I'll be back"
Silent
and then
Night, I
crash
believe.
okay, or when he's fixing himself up and the owner of the apartment comes in and says, "Hey, you got a dead cat in there?" And you can see he's computing.
Yeah.
Fuck you. fuck you, asshole. Oh, come on. I mean, you
Yeah.
can.
No, I'm not done.
In
It's a
the
good-
armory. You can't. Hey, you can't do that. He's loading the shotgun. Wrong. Blang. Boom. Bad guy. Bad guy T1.
Yeah, I know. You're totally right.
You're just brushing me off.
Yeah, a
now.
little bit. No. You're right, but personally, I think I like more T2 because, as you said, I saw it when I was more younger. It was more family friendly. The first one was too dark when I first watched it. Now I like it also a lot more. I know, but I grew up with T2.
Well, it's nostalgia. I guess I have a little bit of nostalgia too, but I have facts to back myself up. I have
You
facts. No, I think no. I mean, I believe first of all, the T1 in the list of best villains of all time. The T1 is in the top 10, I believe. It's in the Library of National Cultural History in the United States, which Terminator 2 is not. Terminator 1
Probably
is.
it's in some other museum. Important.
Yeah, in some video club on the shelf.
But no, the relationship, for example, between John Connor and the Terminator in T2, and where you learn why probably John sent him back, and the vision of Sarah Connor with when everything nukes down and she's like burning up at the fans on the playground. Did you saw the alternative ending of T2?
Refresh my memory.
It's Flash to the future.
Okay.
Sarah Connor is on the playground. It's everything. The playground looks futuristic. And she's sitting on a bench. She's an old lady. And adult John Connor is with his wife and his kids on the playground playing around on the swing. And there's then an off monologue where she is saying something, we beat it. Skynet never attacked. Skynet is defeated. And then she says something like, Michael Jackson is still black. Or still white, I don't know. I think it was Michael Jackson still black.
Damn you, Skynet! You made Michael Jackson white.
Yeah, and it never nuked. We panicked for nothing, but we saved it after all. Everything is fine. We're living our future, and this is the alternative ending. That everything was good, but the studio said like, nope.
We have to leave it open so we can milk it more.
Exactly. Even it was a good ending, T2, like it is. I understand, but it was. Always will be to make more sequels.
Of course.
And that's Hollywood. And this is why we came to this podcast, because Hollywood is milking the cows, making reboots, sequels, prequels, remakes, whatsoever. We talked about a few good prequels and sequels in this episode. We think in the future we will expand this to bad ones and remakes and reboots and whatsoever, because this was fun.
Yeah, and perhaps, I mean, if you have any ideas, you can leave us something in the comments section.
Let us know on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at @the_nerdfiles. As always, thank you very much for listening. I'm Michael. Next to me is Janusz. We wish you a lovely day, morning, evening, whatsoever. Bye.
Bye-bye.